In 2024, American casinos took in a record $72 billion, and almost none of it came from luck. It came from math. Every game on the floor is built on a single number called the house edge, and that number is the entire business. So here's the question this whole episode is built around. If the math guarantees the casino wins, where does all of that money actually go? Start with one fact that should not make sense. The biggest casino company on the Las Vegas Strip, MGM Resorts, keeps a little over 1 cent of profit out of every dollar it takes in. 1 penny. The house that supposedly never loses keeps almost nothing. So somebody is taking the rest of your money before it ever reaches a casino's bottom line. And today we follow it, hand by hand, all the way down. This is The Cut. One product, one price, and the full money trail to the last hand that touches it. Today, the product is the bet you place, and the story is the machine that turns a coin flip into a guaranteed paycheck for everyone except, oddly, the casino itself. So let us start with what you are actually buying when you sit down. You are not buying a chance. You are renting a math problem, and the math is not hidden, it is published. The house edge is the share of every dollar wagered that the casino expects to keep over the long run. And the spread between games is enormous. Blackjack, played perfectly, costs you about half a cent on the dollar. Baccarat on the banker bet, about 1 cent. Craps on the pass line, about 1.5. European roulette takes 2.7 cents, and the American wheel, with its extra green zero, doubles that to 5.26. Slots quietly take somewhere between 2 and 15, usually around 8. And Keno, the worst seat in the building, takes 25 to 35 cents of every dollar you feed it. Same floor, same drink in your hand, and a 50-fold difference in how fast your money disappears. Now, you might be thinking, half a cent, who cares? And on one hand, you are right. The trick is not the size of the edge, the trick is the volume. If you like watching the math behind the money get pulled apart like this, subscribe. One product, the full money trail, every single week. Because a tiny edge, repeated millions of times, is not a gamble at all. It is a salary. Here is the part that turns a coin flip into a certainty. The house edge is not a promise about tonight. Tonight, you might win. Plenty of people walk out ahead, and the casino is genuinely fine with that, because the edge is a long-run average, and the long run is something the house has and you do not. It is called the law of large numbers. Flip a fair coin 10 times and you might get 7 heads. Flip it 10 million times and you will get almost exactly half. A casino is not betting against you. It is betting against everybody, all night, every night, forever. With that much volume, the wins and losses of individual players cancel out, and what is left, with almost mathematical certainty, is the edge. That is why a casino does not care if you win. It cares that the wheel keeps spinning. Every spin, every hand, every roll is another flip of the coin. And the more flips there are, the closer the casino's take lands on its published number. So the real product is not the game. The product is repetition, and the house has engineered every inch of that building, the free drinks, the missing clocks, the maze of slot machines, to buy itself one more flip of the coin. So the math works. The casino wins. Now follow the money it wins, because this is where it gets strange. Take every $100 the casino keeps, what the industry calls gross gaming revenue, and watch where it goes before anyone calls it profit. The first and biggest hand is the one you see, the staff. Dealers, cocktail servers, security, the people running the floor. Payroll eats roughly 28 of your $100. The next chunk, call it $25, vanishes into running the place, the electricity for a building that never sleeps, the carpet, the surveillance, the wear and tear. Then a hand reaches in that never placed a bet, the state. Gaming tax takes around $12 on average, though hold that number, because in a minute it is going to swing wildly. Marketing in the comps, the free rooms, the free buffets, the loyalty points take about $11, given right back to keep you flipping the coin. Then comes the landlord, And this one surprises people because most big casinos no longer own their own buildings. They sold them to real estate trusts and now pay rent. That rent takes around $10 of your $100. Interest on the mountain of debt these companies carry takes about 9 more. In the machine makers, the companies that build the slots take roughly $4 because casinos often lease the machines and pay the maker a cut of every spin. Add it all up, hand after hand, and look what is left at the bottom for the casino itself. $1. Out of every $100 the math guaranteed the casino would win, the company keeps about $1 of actual profit. That is not a slow night. That is MGM Resorts, the giant, in its 2024 annual report to the government, taking in $17 billion and keeping just over 1 cent of each one as net income. And its biggest rival, Caesars, did worse than that. Caesars actually lost money on the year, a net loss of about $500 million, while the math on its floors never lost a single bet. This is the exact thing the cut exists to show you. Every dollar followed to the hand that actually keeps it. Subscribe so you do not miss the next one, because here is the reveal that almost everyone has backwards. When you lose money at a casino, you are not making the casino rich. The house wins the bet, yes, with boring mathematical certainty, but it immediately hands almost all of those winnings to other people. The staff, the power company, the government, the landlord, the lenders, the machine makers, they all get paid first, in full, no matter what. The casino, the one everyone pictures as the villain swimming in your cash, is standing at the very end of the line, holding a penny. The real winners are the ones who never sat down at the table. Now watch what happens when you change 2 things: where you play and how. Remember that $12 tax number? In Nevada, the state takes a top rate of just 6 3/4 cents on the dollar. That is one of the gentlest gaming taxes in the country, which is the real reason Las Vegas exists. But move that exact same slot machine to Pennsylvania, and the state takes around 55 cents of every dollar it wins. Same spin, same loss for you, and the government's cut goes from 7 cents to 55. The casino did not get greedier, the map did. Then change the game entirely and go online. Sports betting is now the fastest growing corner of the business. In 2024, Americans wagered about $150 billion on sports, and the books kept around $14 billion of it, a record hold of 9.5%. That is a fatter edge than a slot machine, hidden inside what feels like a skill bet. And on a parlay, where you have to hit several picks at once, the hold climbs to 20 or 30 cents on the dollar, which is Keno math wearing a jersey. The online book has no dealers, no carpet, no clocks. But in a state like Pennsylvania, it hands the government 36 cents of every dollar it wins. The faces change, the math, and the line of hands waiting to be paid never does. So what if you had known all of this before you put your money down? Honestly, it probably would not change the next bet, and the people who design these floors are counting on exactly that. But there is one idea worth carrying out the door, and it is the thing that makes the whole machine unbeatable. The house edge does not need to win tonight. It only needs you to come back. Every system in that building, the comps, the loyalty card, the app that pings you on a Tuesday, exists to buy one more flip of the coin, because the math only fails the casino if the player stops playing. A small edge plus enormous volume plus infinite patience is not gambling. It is a toll booth. And the genius of it is that it never has to feel like one, because on any given night, somebody is always winning, and that somebody might be you. That is not a flaw in the system. That is the system. The occasional winner is the advertisement. The math is the business. So here is your $100, the money the math quietly took. Put back together one last time. About 28 went to the people on the floor. 25 kept the lights on. 12 went to the state, give or take 40 cents, depending on the map. 11 came back to you as free drinks and a buffet to keep you seated. 10 went to the landlord, who owns the building. 9 went to the lenders. 4 went to the company that built the machine. And 1, A single dollar was the casino's to keep. The house never loses the bet. That part is just arithmetic, and the arithmetic is perfect. But it barely keeps the winnings. The cut goes almost entirely to a long line of people who never gambled a cent. The state, the landlord, the staff, the lenders, everyone takes a cut. That never changes. The only real surprise is who. This was the cut. Now you know. So the next time someone tells you the house always wins, you can tell them the truer version. The house always wins the bet. It just doesn't get to keep it.